George says that he's not sharing his Trina with you today. That her love is just for him, just for his face. He wants all the face rubs, all of them. Like, all for me. He's like literally worried, like, why did you stop? George! You need a dosage of my love. George! 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 Are you sharing your heart with the world, George? Oh, bless you. Dang, George. Can you hear the purring? I wonder. Tell me if you can hear it right now. And then I want to try something. George, hold him down the fort. Ready? We're gonna play. Let's take off the magenta color dosing, doing a little play, a little exercise, a little returning to the womb, a little comfort and joy from small, subtle little things such as this great color. So now I'm going to play. Let me see if this is right. Okay, see if you can hear. George! He leaves me the moment I get the headphones, right? Why do cats always like to stick their butts in your face? Like, is that how you want to be loved? Who has a cat soul like that? Press 1 in the comments. I am a cat. Oh, George. Sweet George. Chill. I'm gonna try taking off the collar. Relax. House, 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 house. Oh, 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 oh. I am so grateful, and I'm also exceptionally exhausted. Like, part of me is like, too much, you know? And I'm in integration and working through this process. I also totally got ate up. Oh. Ah, check out these bites. Oh, I can't. My hair's like, no. Not human bites. And not from vampires either. Come on, you dang George. Again, he's like, nope. Let me shield you from them. They do not love you the way I love you, Dreamless. You see, I am here. See my heart? Let them all see. Trixie Pink can really smile a little bit. What if I told you he like wasn't like so like this before I started doing this? Would you believe me? Ah. Now can you hear? Ah. Well. Dude, now he's like scratching at my book. God forbid I do. Anything but love George. I have to. He's like, that's not fun. Like, turn that off, dude. It's so interesting, the animal psychology and how like it attempts to communicate. It's kind of like beautiful and interesting, you know? And like there's no words. It's just like energy. States of being, acceptance and allowance. I find that to be rather beautiful. George! I'm slightly resisting the bedtime routine, you know, getting in the tub and washing the face, doing all the work, and then like there's another part of me that's like, you already took a bath today. And another part of me is like, so what? More water. Another part of me has like completely resistance to like submitting to the water and relaxing and being there. So, like, I've been spending a lot of time trying to come to my center and find who I really am, how I really feel, what I really want, not what like society taught me or the IT, information technology, or anything else suggested to me and programmed me. I enjoy choosing to create my mind. So something that came up for me was trying to find something that actually like gave me a goal, you know, a dream, a wish, like even a tiny something that was an actual true desire, you know, like in the past I thought I wanted to be in movies and to be a popular person and to be enjoyed for who I really am and have like large gatherings of people and having like a community, a network of like loving and like people who are all like one, you know what I mean? Like instead of not seeing us as family. And so like when you have no goals, you can get like really depressed and like kind of like be like, what's my purpose? Like, what's the point of life? Like, what's the bigger picture here? Like, what's going on? What is the universe? What is my brain? Like, all that stuff, right? So I started to like play, and all I can think of is my boyfriend, him teaching me about Panksep and about the play and seeking systems. And I have found such pleasure just playing with that. And there's other systems as well, which I do have notes that I would love to like figure out which book it's written down in. I'm not very organized at this time. However, I am in the process of becoming in a more organized state that I feel more graceful and like more in alignment with myself. And I'm like, get on with it. Okay, so believe it or not, it was actually really hard to like try to find like something that's like an actual desire that like I'd be willing to put in the work to do, or like I like look forward to living to do that, you know, like that's exciting. Like one thing for me would definitely be sharks. Like I grew up with an insane fear of like alligators in the water and sharks, and I would love to do both experiences. And yeah, if we could film that, dude, like radical, right? Like, come on. My inner kid's like, please, 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 please. Jungle girl. The jungle of the world. So diving deeper into that, I started to imagine like what ways would I want to be paid? Like if I could just imagine any like fantasy job like that I'm magically paid for, and I said, hey, I want to do this and I want you to pay me to do this. Like I thought of like something kind of cute. So some of you know I'm really into plant medicine and that I like to play with essential oils. And I started to imagining like being funded to purchase essential oils and then to give all the essential oils away. Like people sending donations to me so that I buy the oils, you know, like the good stuff, you know what I mean? Like the really good top-notch oils like Melissa, Rose, sacredness like that. So, Halicium, tongue twister there, huh? I'm just playing in some levels, and some levels is not to play and is very serious. So that was like kind of like a dream, you know, of like not being so caring that like this bottle of oil costs $200 and like being like, I can't give that away. No sharing, you know, there's not enough to go around, like that scarcity, you know, and like having the complete freedom of like feeling like, yes, I need everyone to like experience this. Like, please give me your belly button and let me show you the interesting magic of essential oils. However, like, do not listen to this, you know what I mean? Like, you cannot do this with every essential oil. Like, you will burn your skin. And, like, you can fry your nervous system, right? I mean, a lot of you are like already doing things like that with certain sounds and stimulations, and just like you're so conditioned and used to it, like you don't even notice it anymore, you know? Like, that's kind of painful to translate and tell the truth about. So that was a dream, giving away essential oils and being funded by people through donations to just like have the freedom and trust to like do that. And like my imagination self, like little child self or whatever, right? Like just starts to dream of all the different oils, like, you know, that I might normally not invest in because of other stories, you know, from subconscious stories, or like even uneducation is like a good word for it. You know, like I don't really know every medicinal property of working with every essential oil. You know, I don't really know every single essential oil that is appropriate. You know, like I kind of use like frankincense and like lavender is what I'm working with right now. I'm imagining like lemongrass and some other things I could play with. However, like I need to go slow, and a lot of my subtle expressions are definitely coming from my eating habits, and I'm like really working to clean that up, and working with ayahuasca and Kambo certainly helps like really come into alignment and understand the diet and how it's like all integrated. I'd like to continue like on like the dream list, right? So I also have dreams of having like a constant supply of roses and sometimes sunflowers and other like plant medicine in the home. And not just like in the home, just like in the sacred space wherever like I am working and doing my duty. Like for every single person that I engage with, I would love to be able to provide that medicine and to like really allow them to like witness through intimate experience and then like personal translation of my own personal feeling and resonance with my experiences with working with these medicines, such as food or like plants or like animal secretions, etc. Moving on. Okay, so next dream is like probably like the biggest dream. However, at the same time, like there's another part of me that tells me that I could never do this, you know what I mean? And then there's like another part of me that's like, please somebody like change my mind and like show me how this is possible. So I'm not a scientist. Okay. However, I'm saying that to myself so I can hear it. Okay, Trina, you're not a scientist, okay? My inner child self wants to scream back, not yet. Yet, like, I'm also challenging my child self, saying, like, you're not dedicated enough and disciplined, child. Shut up. Okay, so, and plus, like, I can already hear, like, the humility and the mockery of, like, oh my God, you want to be a scientist to study that? Ew, like, what? Ugh. Control, manipulation. Here, try this synthetic version. No. I apologize to all of you who like are in total in alignment with that like cleanliness of just that secretion, which is totally cool, okay, totally allowed, and like there's a space and need for every like sacredness, and I'm very grateful for my experiences. However, working with direct Bufo alvarius and being able to study the scientific and medical, psychological, spiritual, prolific research, like accessing that. And like, I don't even know where to begin other than like working with the material that's already out there. And I do not enjoy how we live in this technocracy universe and how like there's all this misinformation and we are all just brainwashed to believe what we read. And like with my boyfriend pushing thinking fast and slow down my throat, I can't help but like remember these teachings that are in this book that teaches you like human conditioning in the mind and like how this stuff and social conditioning works. Basically, I'm referencing to a part of the book that talks about how you believe everything that you read or like learn the first time that you process it. Like you process it as if it's real and then you have like an emotional reaction and then either you allow or detach, right? There's another word for like detached that I'm trying to access to that I'm having difficulty accessing. It is extremely late. However, like I feel like I haven't really channeled you like energy that is like much needed and deserved in the collective. And I've been doing a lot of like personal and private sessions, so that kind of like has me drained because I struggle to find like my own personal boundaries, like when do I stop, you know, because I just love my work and like my practice and my purpose and my life and just everything so much. I just can't quit. Though like these discoveries I had from my own experiences, I couldn't help but have like this strong passion to like really get in a laboratory and like really like look at brain function and really look at like a deeper understanding of what's going on. Like I think there's something really, really special about this medicine, and I think it's one of the most profound medicines I've worked with. And something else that I think is important, that is just an idea, though I don't really know anything and I don't know if this is true. This is just like a feeling, intuitive aspect, that Bufo alvarius is special in comparison to jaguar because Bufo also contains bufotein. And then another medicine that contains bufotein is yopo. And I had two really like intense experiences working with yopo. And I almost want to say three. And however, like I cannot prove such things, you know, aside from like my feelings and everything that my body tells me, whether it's true or not, you know, like the subconscious and the body and all of this is in alignment in this state of being. And I can like either lie to myself or admit full accountability and responsibility to responding to my cells and my feelings at the need that I choose to serve them, like love and justice and freedom of like expressing and being and transmuting and accessing the different stages that they choose to be instead of like old rhythmic patterns of old past conditionings, which I'm certainly noticing. And that's also like another part of working with plant medicines or animal spirit medicines, is like being able to repattern the brain and body and heal and integrate by activating the trigger and trauma response and then supplying the proper nourishment to the trauma. Like when the trauma is reactivated, you understand, like the body's going to be expecting a certain response. So instead of giving it the normal response that it usually gets in every relationship, instead giving it the opposite reaction so it can be seen in a mirror in a different parallel reality, and being able to choose and witness which side it actually chooses to have the framework and embodiment and live in and experience. My phone is about to die. I have almost served you 26 minutes, the magic number of 26. I understand a lot of this is personal stuff. And again, you don't really have to be here. A lot of this is usually for just me. However, like I feel your energy and like I have extreme empathy and I'm thankful for you. And you don't have to be a paying customer for me to like see and value you. I'm thankful for you reaching out to me. I wanted to like give a shout out to all my subs who like drown me in paragraphs. Like, please know how much I love your poetry and your words and your devotion and just like your aspects of thinking and your bravery and your courage to reach out to me and to like challenge me and all the different aspects that you have brought to the table. Like, has been very, very nourishing. And then like shout out to those of you who just like sit in silence too, you know what I mean? Like, that is a space holder within itself, you know what I mean? However, clear communication can kind of help us heal and grow and integrate. However, it's a choice and a co-creation in this life and existence. So like I was trying to think of like what else do I want, you know what I mean? What's my dream? Like, what do I care about? And I came up with another like goal, you know, like, hey, let's fund Trina and get her to the Amazon, and then let's work with Natasha and Victor to gather the excretions from the Phylomedusa bicolor and to be able to choose which frog I integrate with, you know, like making a stick that contains this specimen that maybe I name this, you know, so I know that I'm connecting to that energy of that frog and that intention. And then same thing with working with this one. Like, this one came from a female who was pregnant. This one came from a male who was extremely scared, or this one came from this one that was like that, or you know, different energy aspects. And I just believe that that's a sacred medicine within itself, and I believe in sacred alignment and like what we attach ourselves to in the physical world and like what it represents in the unseen. Like, I really think that that's so interesting. A lot of powerful energy coming up. LYRAN starseed, or LYRIAN, Lyrian. Please do your homework. Just investigate the Atlantean galactic interfaces. And I know a lot of you are accessing this 5D New Age stuff. Just also know that that's part of the like subconscious indoctrination. Like, they're hijacking your consciousness, like kind of giving you like a fractal or a spectrum of light and information. And like, there are physicists, I'm not even sure if that's the appropriate word, I almost want to call them medical journalists. Like, there are people that are like really tuned into those frequencies that are actually sharing with you like vital information. And then there are those that are like producing counterintelligence, like kind of throwing you off and saying that this is an ascension symptom when it's really connected to like an activation of a active denial system or 5G. And I understand a lot of us are being told a lot of things that aren't true, and they can't hear it. It's sad. And it makes me kind of mad sometimes, you know? Because I take it so personal. I'm just like, please, like, I see you as me and I'm trying to help you, like, not suffer the way that I learned the hard way. Like, please, here, like, let's work together. Let me catch you up on all the data and all the information and see what we can do together. I know a lot of you are like super against the idea of working with Phylomedusa bicolor, especially with all the online propaganda talking about how dangerous it is. You want to know what's dangerous is getting in your car. It's probably like one of the most dangerous things. I think it's also dangerous to give every single human being the idea that they can have their own air conditioning unit and solar and like lights and stuff like that. You know, you think like people don't understand energy and physics. Like, there's way too many people don't really understand like how the pollution is just getting out of hand and how quantum physics really works. I mean, if they are openly sharing with us that mind control is real and possible,